Welcome, everyone. And I'm glad that you could join me to find out about all the wonderful things that Montclair State University has to offer. My name is Dr. Halaby. Um, I've been at Montclair State University now. By the calendar, I've been here 21 years. But if you ask me, I just started yesterday. Because I tell my students I get paid to have fun, and I just hope you get to do such a profession where you have that type of um, outlook, because then you're truly blessed. And I worked real hard and had other offers, but I intentionally chose to come to Montclair University because even when I was doing my doctoral studies at the City University of New York, I had, besides the support of just the regular support you get from being a doctoral student, I earned another fellowship where the person who was in charge of that fellowship, her husband was the president of Montclair State University at the time. And that president was Dr. Irv Reed, who was the president that preceded our current president, Dr. Susan Cole. So you might say I've been destined to be here. So as part of that scholarship that I had as a doctoral student, we had the privilege of coming to the president's house as the scholars just to hang out. So the message I'd like to tell you is support MSU, come to MSU, you won't be disappointed. And my research here is breast cancer research, which is very important because, in case you don't know, that is the second deadliest cancer of women in America. And that's something I'd like to clear up, because a lot of people, when I go around, because I have two jobs. Yes, I have to do the scientific, but I also like to teach the lay community. So when I travel, a lot of the lay community think incorrectly that the deadliest cancer for women in the US is breast cancer. That's not true. The deadliest cancer for women and men in the US is lung cancer. So in US, second deadliest for women is breast cancer. But here I'll give you an idea of how devastating breast cancer is. It's the deadliest cancer for women globally. So that's a lot of people. So I just feel blessed and privileged that Montclair State University gives me the opportunity to not solve, but to get more answers into such a deadly cancer, and a cancer that is, of course, such a big health burden, just cost, not just in US, but internationally. So what I've included for you in my talk are just the first pages of my publications. I think these go from 2012 to the most recent one, which is 2019. So that's just to show you the level of scholarship that we have right here in your own backyard. A state university, but we're a proud state university since 1908, rich history. Now we're competing for federal dollars. I actually had one of the first grants in New Jersey that was called from the National Institutes of Health. And the name of this scholarship was, I'll just give you the letters, it's MARC. So, and that is a award where it's intended for underrepresented minorities. And we have a lot of those in the sciences, especially in my college, the College of Science and Mathematics. But these are some of the most talented individuals. All they need is that little opportunity. And that's one of the advantages they get when they come to Montclair State University. They can work shoulder to shoulder, hand to hand with myself and other esteemed colleagues in the College of Science and Math. I couldn't even do that at the very expensive university my parents sent me to, which was Boston University, Because at that university, first of all, the professors there were hired because they were superstar researchers. They weren't the best teachers. And they definitely didn't want undergrads in their lab because they had their pick of the litter of the best postdocs, the best PhD students. So they didn't need undergrads. But I would have loved to have started, because even at that time, I knew I wanted to be an academic researcher. So I would have loved to have had that experience starting biology research as an undergrad. But we already knew those professors wouldn't take us. So that's why I intentionally chose to come to a university like Montclair State, where I knew I could pass on my passion and love and curiosity of science with an undergrad. Because teaching, I also have to teach, professors teach, and I get just as much satisfaction out of both roles, the professor and the mentoring students in research. And cancer research is important research because we're trying to save lives. I would have liked to have known what I know now. Maybe it might have helped my dad, who passed away from colon cancer in 1997. But even with that ravishing disease, he held on long enough to come to my doctoral diploma. So he made it, saw that. So that was May 97. Then he said, okay, son, I got to go. And September of 97, he passed away. So that's why I chose cancer research. But I don't have enough time to tell you all the good reasons to come to Montclair State or support Montclair State. But I'm going to support them as long as I can because they've given me and my family things that I can't even imagine as when I was an undergrad, when I was a doctoral student. So the only way I can repay back MSU is by training the next generation of STEM students.